This video is going to be about SCP Secure Copy. Secure Copy is built in with SSH. It is a command used to copy files between servers in a secure way. So this brief lesson is going to teach us how to securely copy a file from one server to another. As you can see here, the name of this machine is Sean. I'm on the user's home directory. And I am on student VM 103, also the user's home directory. We have a bunch of zip files and a directory in here. Let's unzip a file called new file.zip. Here we are. If we take a look in here, those are the files. So what we're going to do, we're going to use the SCP command to transfer this zip file to this virtual machines under this user's home directory. We're currently in the home directory and the file does not exist here. So we can do it two ways. We can secure copy it from this machine, or we can secure copy it from this machine and bring it over. So we're going to start with secure copying it from this machine and sending it over. So before we get started, let's just clear the screen. So the syntax to secure copy a file is the command secure copy. In this case, we are sending the file from our virtual machine to another. So we are going to put the name of the file, file.zip, and we're sending it to another virtual machine. So we're going to start with the user's name at the host name or IP with a colon / and the absolute path where we're sending it to. You're going to get an authenticity warning. If you've never communicated with that machine before, just type yes, and it's going to ask for the password of the user that you're sending the file to. And if you go over to the other machine, you're listening here, you'll see the file is here. So that is how you would copy from where you are to another machine. So let's clear the screen on this VM. So we have these three files that are compressed into this one file right here. If you're not sure exactly what's in this compressed file, we can run the unzip command with the L argument and the file name, and it'll give us a list of what's compressing within that file. So we just extracted these files from the zip file. And now what we're going to do is we're going to remove the first one, at.txt, and I'll explain why. We're going to remove that file, and now that file doesn't exist. So we are going to go over to the other machine, and we are going to extract this file right here in the user's home directory. So to extract it, since it's a zip file, is unzip the file name. And it tells us what was extracted. We do another listing. We'll see that these files are here. Clear the screen, and we'll do another listing of the user's home directory. And these files are here. So we have this file here on this machine. On a student virtual machine, we do not have this file here anymore. So the last time we used the SCP command, we went from sending that file from where we are to another VM, and in this step we are going to go to another VM and bring the file to where we are. So let's clear the screen. Before we continue, let's just take a look at the SCP Help menu. So this command, unlike other commands, does not give us a whole lot of information. It does give us some information. If you would like to know more about using the SCP command, I would recommend you visiting the man page, the manual page, and SCP. It gives us more information on the flags. The options are as follows. You can use these options here. At the top of the man page, it gives us a name. It's called SCP. It's Secure Copies Remote File Copy Program. And it gives us a synopsis. So the command with several different arguments here. Then it gives a description. SCP copies file between hosts and the network. Simple enough. and it goes into further detail. So there are other flags down here that explain what the flags do, and you can experiment with them if you like, based on what you're attempting to do. That's a brief overview of man page for SCP. So we are going to go to another virtual machine, this machine, and we are going to bring this file back to this user's home directory on this machine. Command is going to be SCP. Since we're going to another virtual machine, we start with the username on the other virtual machine, at IP address or host name, :/ absolute path to where the file is located. And you can use the tab shortcut while you're here. And we are going to, we have different options to copy the file here. You use the period command, that is to where we are presently, our present working directory. Use the absolute path of where we are. So we're going to start off with the period. It's asking for the password of the user on the other machine, so we're going to put his password in. And it tells us that one file was copied over. And if we look here, the file is back here. And so that is when you use the period, which represents your current present working directory. If we were to remove that file is no longer there. If we run the same SCP command, but actually use the absolute path, same thing would happen. And if we take another look, the file is here again. So in the previous lesson, we covered archiving and compression of files. This is essentially a small file, but when you want to send larger files, it is better to compress them and send them over the network because it's easier. It's easier to transfer smaller bytes of data versus one large file. So those are ways we use the SCP command to transfer files from one host to another. You can do it from one host and go to another host and bring a file to you, or you can be on one host and send a file to another host. The information that's going to be needed is going to be the password to the host on the other VM. Keep that in mind. So up next, we would cover rsync. So thanks for watching.